Get started here with, we step in here with our left shin behind his hamstring. We start to plant our weight into our hands and his knee shield here as our feet go back. And now, the idea is often here to go into knee fold passing. You can knee cut to the other side. Another great option here is as we reach over the top, we swim over to beat his frames. We can't go through his arms here, so we swim over. We try and get our lat over his knee like so. You reach, probe for his neck or trap, and as you go diving to the mat, he's going to end up rolling on top of your left bicep here. So next step, once we get our back to the mat, our shoulder to the mat, we're going to start to catch his calf here with my calf and start to take his knee away from his chest so I can insert my right quad here inside his hip. Once I have my right quad inside, my left quad inside his hip. Once I have my left quad here inside his hip, I start climbing my right hand to the hip, and then I can scoop my foot to the back of his calf. And now I have good pressure here forward to extend him over into my hips where I could end up with a good back take. So we enter the guard here, like so. We touch the knee with our shoulder, we plant our hands, scoot our feet back. Now as we try and pass the guard here, another great option is to look for back takes over to this side. So I swim my arm over, I try and get my lat around his knee. I reach around for the back of his quad, back of his trap here, and I dive my shoulder to the mat, and now we're in this position here where we're going for his back. Okay, I take my calf to his, I take his knee away from his chest, and I put my left quad here inside his hip. I keep climbing, I walk my shoulder close to his hips, and I start reaching for his hip as I post my foot here behind his calf. Now you give a big push, you get his hips between your two knees, like so. You insert your hook, reach through with your right hand to pry his back up off the mat, and then insert. Come in for a seatbelt, finish the back take. Okay, one more time. And here we step in, and we start planting our hands, scoot our feet back. We reach over the top, so our lat passes over around his knee. I start reaching around for his back, okay, for his trap. Now, I dive my shoulder down to the mat. I take my calf behind his, and I start taking his knee away from his chest so I can scoop my left quad here inside his hip, like so. Okay? Now, I start taking his hips off the mat. I reinforce that with my right hand, and I move my foot behind his calf. Now I give a big push. I put his hips between my two knees, insert my right hook, right underhook, finish taking his back up off the mat, glue it to my chest, and then end up with a good back take. All right, so we're going to use this back take attempt to pass the guard. So we're here, trying to get through. We reach over the top, same entry here, and we start rolling for a back take. But now this time, as you can see, he's not letting me get inside this space here with my left quad. Okay, again, what I want to do, you can use your hand or your calf, your hook, to open up that space and then insert my left quad into his hip here, into that pocket of his, between his leg and his hip, and then I can take his back. But flexible guys here, guys that are stubborn about this space, don't let me get that knee in. So instead, what I'll do is I'll still try to take that space just enough, not to insert my leg, but to insert my right hand, in this case, the far hand, not the one on his trap, the other one. So I take his leg away, and I just put my fingers underneath his quad. Once my fingers are underneath his quad, my legs disentangle from his, post the mat, my hips go up, my right arm shoots across, and then I end up with a great pass into north-south. I keep this grip on his neck where I have a snag underhook, so now his arm is his own liability. I'm using that to pin, and I take my other hand across in the pocket of his hip, and I dive my head in to cement a good pass. So we're here. We step in. We can't get through the guard here, so we look for back takes. I reach over the top, and I start to think about how I'm going to get into that elbow-knee connection spot there with my left quad. I dive myself in, and I'm fighting for that space, but I can't get my left. See, I'm trying to pull his ankle away with my calf to get my thigh inside that space, but he's not letting me. He's staying stubborn with his knee. So I just try to take it as far away as I can. Instead of inserting my leg, I just put in my four fingers right here underneath, in between his quad and his torso. Now, once I have my fingers there, I take my feet out. Practice this a few times so you're understanding where your legs are. You take your feet out, post your feet on the mat, your hips go up, you shoot your hand across, hip heist, so you're facing down, and now you keep that grip around his neck, so you've snagged his underhook, and you can end up with a great pass and a pin. See it one last time here. I step in, start applying my weight to the guy's guard. I reach over the top, think about back takes. I'm trying to get my quad, my left quad into that space. It's not working, so I walk in, I take it just enough away to get my fingers in. And once my fingers are in, I take my feet out. You don't touch your hips to the mat, or else he's going to roll on top of you. Exactly. That's terrible. So you're here, I insert my fingers. My hips don't touch. My toes touch. I hip heist off, so I face down, sprawl, and end up with a great underhook, snag of his underhook, and a good north-south pass with a good pin. All right, 1, 2, 3.
So we have an bottom opponent, and we start working with this knee shield. A lot of times what I like to do is apply pressure on the knee with my chest. And I'll take my right hand, and I'll put my fingers in between the lower rib and the hip line. From here, I'll pull, and I'll get my hand deeper. Now, as I connect, now as I get my right hand deeper, I look to connect my left hand in like a 10-finger grip. From here, I can begin either sprawling on top of these legs, pushing these together, and then taking my left knee over top. And from here, I typically start going to a cross face in which my opponent pulls to half guard position. So as I step over the knee, I go cross face, and my opponent pulls a half guard. I'll then take my right elbow, place it inside my opponent's knee line, and as I begin walking my right leg away, I use that elbow to open up the knee and slide the knee down towards my ankle. Now I can take underhook on the right hand, underhook on the left, and I'll use a butterfly grip to pick my knees up, then pass to one side where I can collect my points from there. So I have an opponent working this bottom knee shield. I'll take a grip in between the lower rib and the hip. I'll pull, and I'll shoot my grip deeper. I'll then connect my 10-finger grip around the hip. From here, I'll step over the knee line with my left knee. And as I bring the knee to the hip, I'll start transitioning and getting a cross face. So now I have cross face and tight waist. As my opponent concedes to the bottom half guard, I'll bring my elbow inside their knee line. As I start walking away, I start freeing my knee. From here, I look to dig for an underhook on the right side, in addition to an underhook on the left side. I can look to connect my hands behind the head as I build height, use a butterfly hook to then completely free my foot and collect my points. So again, another option we can use, working this knee shield. As I'm applying pressure, I pull the hip, shoot my hand deep, get my 10-finger grip. I step over the knee line. As I bring my knee down towards the hip, I transition to cross face and tight waist. As I retract the cross face when he concedes that bottom half guard, I use this elbow inside the knee line to walk away and free my knee. From here, I dig underhook on the right side, underhook on the left. I can connect my hands behind the head while keeping wide elbows. As I build height, I use the butterfly hook to free my knee and free my foot. Any questions? 1, 2, 3. Opponent's in front of me, he pulls to his knee shield. But instead of connecting foot to foot, he has just a shield all the way across, and it has like a shower foot on my hip. From here, I'll pull and open the hip as I shoot my left arm deep, and I have the idea of getting my left hand peeking through the backside. As I connect my 10-finger grip, my opponent starts building up to an elbow. As he builds up to an elbow, I open my grip for a second in order to stuff this knee shield in between. As I step over and start grabbing my opponent's trap. From here, I can swing behind. I'm in a much more better position. He concedes the bottom side control or chooses the turtle. Either way, we're clearing, passing the guard. So again, working the side body lock. My opponent has knee shield. I pull the hip, shoot the left arm through, lock my hands. When I get here, he builds up to an elbow. I release my grip to stuff this foot in between my legs, and then I transition to a trap grip. I pull that trap towards me. As I circle behind, I can get offensive from there. So once again, passing our opponent's guard via side body lock when he's working the knee shield. From here, I'm pulling around the hip and the ribs to shoot my left arm in. I get connected, and as I get connected, he starts building up to an elbow. From here, I use my right hand to stuff his foot in between, and then I transition to a trap grip, so I can pull, circle behind, and become more offensive. Any questions? 1, 2, 3.
So yeah, gonna be going over some passing stuff from outside De La Riva today. So we have a supine opponent. We step in. He gets a good De La Riva hook, a grip on our ankle, and his own butterfly hook. From here, I'm just gonna look to start inserting a thumb post and taking an inverted grip on this butterfly hook leg. Now from here, I'm just gonna look to start straightening my leg, and as I straighten it, I'm just gonna look to start using this thumb post to push down and clear this butterfly hook out, this De La Riva hook out. And at the same time, I'm also taking a small back step with my left leg. Now from here, I'm just gonna continue back stepping around the corner, and then I'm just gonna look to take my shin over to his like so. Now from here, I'm gonna remove my thumb post, and I'm gonna start inserting a thumb post on his far shoulder. Now, I'm gonna start to flare my knees in opposite directions as I level change down, and that's gonna start to clear his grip off. Once we clear his grip off, we're just gonna look to start circling out towards the side. Now, a very common reaction you're going to get is people going to start to high leg. So, as he goes to start high legging, what I'm going to look to do is I'm going to look to insert my right arm across this far hip, and my left arm is going to look to start scooping underneath this leg. So, as he goes to start high legging, I shoot my right arm across, my left arm scoops underneath this leg, and I just place the back of my hand on his stomach. Now, from here, I'm going to be actively flaring my right elbow into this knee, and I'm going to start to walk my knee and elbow together. As I walk my left knee and my left elbow together, my hand turns from palm up to palm down so that we can get our opponent's knees pointing away. Now from here, it's fairly easy to start level changing down, and then if he turns into us, either securing side control, or if he turns away, we start chasing the back. So once again, we start out in this outside De La Riva position. From here, we're going to look to insert a thumb post. We're going to take an inverted grip on our opponent's shin. Now, I'm just going to look to start extending my right leg. At the same time, I'm going to push down with this thumb post. I'm going to take a small back step with my left leg. So now we've cleared this outside De La Riva hook, and we've removed his butterfly hook. Now from here, I'm just going to back step around the corner with my left leg and come to this shin-on-shin position. Once we're here, we remove our thumb post, and we start thumb posting in the shoulder. My knees flare out in opposite directions so that we can clear this ankle grip, and then we circle out to the side. Now, as he goes to start high legging, my right arm shoots across, and my left arm just cups underneath like so, with my palm facing the ceiling. Now, I'm actively flaring my right elbow to make it difficult for him to fully high leg across. And then from here, I'm just going to look to start walking my left knee and elbow together. As I do so, I turn my palm down so that we can start to get his knees to point away. Now from here, we just look to start level changing down. If he turns into us, we take side control. If he turns away, we can start chasing the back. So one last time. We start out outside De La Riva. We insert a thumb post, and we take our inverted grip. From here, I straighten my leg, push down with the thumb post, and I take a small back step with my left leg. Now from here, we back step once again. We get to this shin-on-shin position. And then from here, we insert our thumb post on the shoulder. Our knees point out in opposite directions, we clear the ankle grip, and we circle out past our opponent's hip line. As he goes to high leg, right arm shoots across, left arm scoops underneath. Palm is facing towards the ceiling. As I walk my left knee and elbow together, palm turns down, and we get his knees pointing away. Now from here, we just level change down, and either secure side control or chase the back if he turns away. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3. We insert our thumb post, we take our inverted grip, we pop both of these hooks off, we back step, and we insert our shoulder post. Once again, we level change down, we flare our knees out, we peel that ankle grip, and we circle out. Now in the previous move, we were able to stop him from fully high legging over by inserting our arm and flaring our elbow. Sometimes before we're able to get a good flare of our elbow, he fully high legs across and he inserts this leg like so. Whenever this happens, I'm just gonna look to take a back step with my right leg. I'm gonna start level changing down, and I'm just gonna switch to a scoop grip like so. Now, when I take the scoop grip, it's super important that I keep my chin over top of his thigh. If my head is far away, it's gonna be super easy for him to reinvert this knee and square back up. So once we have this scoop grip, okay, we focus on keeping our chin on top of this thigh. Now every time he tries to go and scoot away and invert this knee, we just continue walking towards the legs to make it difficult, and then we can start taking our left hand up to the trap and start climbing up for the pass. So once again, we start out outside De La Riva, we take our inverted grip and our thumb post. Okay, we clear these hooks, we back step, insert our shoulder post, we flare our knees out, and we come out to the side. This time, as I go to level change down, before I can get a good flare of my right elbow, he fully inserts this leg. Whenever this happens, I switch to a scoop grip, I back step with my, my right leg, and I just drop down to my knee as I pull his knees to one side. Now, as soon as we take the scoop grip, again, we make sure our chin covers the top of the thigh. Every time that he goes to start shrimping away, we just keep circling towards the legs like so, and then from here it's fairly easy. Start transferring up to the trap and climbing with the body. So one last time. We start out outside De La Riva, we push these hooks down, we back step, we insert our shoulder post, and we clear our ankle. This time when we try and level change down, he inserts the leg all the way through, so we back step with our right leg, we level change down, and we take our scoop grip, making sure we get our chin over top of his thigh. As we go to circle, our opponent's going to try and square up with us. We just keep circling back towards the legs, and then from here, we start climbing up to this far trap and securing the pass. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3.